Since I've been running this new harmonizer and the new frequency generator, I haven't even been running this actual harmonizer with its frequency generator. I have my chembuster plugged into the new frequency generator, but this is running on my frequency generator, and I've just been running all these plugged in, and made a nice big AccuVac for the top of the pyramid. But basically just been running all them inside of the inside of the pyramid. Helps a lot. And went and got finally had to go to Radio Shack because I was ordering online, and this came with a wire that wasn't even adequate to run the device. So it is retarded. I'm waiting in the mail. Still haven't even got to send this thing out to the guy. He already paid me half down. I feel bad. I would tell him, he told me to just relax, but got this nice big power pack, and I only got just one device plugged in outside, but I also have devices pointing that direction, which is north. This is pointing that way, which is northeast or northwest, and then I got this device pointing that way, all just little one pipes, and that's plugged in with my harmonizer up top outside. But for straight week now, I've been seeing the same patterns on the radar. We were getting this pattern that was running, looking like a sine wave, and it was running like that. Now, I am right here. I got that device pointing north, northwest, and west. So it's ridiculous. Like, since I plugged the generator in, let me try to get some better view here. Since I plugged the generator in, there is no sine wave pattern running anymore. You can see it's still trying to formulate in that manner. Before I plugged the new generator in, though, too, it was one or the other. Either I'd have this stuff pointing up here, it would rise up and not go over us, and it would just usually drop and right down on us. Now, if I start pointing devices up there, then, it would clear that out, and then it starts moving in from here and runs up on us. So it seemed like nothing I could do was stopping the flow. This new generator and running everything together is making a difference, a big difference. I could see it clearly, but I don't know. I believe it's all fake. I rarely see real clouds anymore. I think the reason being is the harmonizers. Harmonizers will give the ability to let natural weather patterns move back in, but if they if they don't give us any resting period, then we don't get anything working. Natural weather won't reinstate itself. So hell, 4 years ago, we'd be maybe 3 days a week at the most spraying. Now I see it every single day, just about. We're lucky if we get a one-day breather. So there is no chance for natural clouds to even start forming anymore. By the time you get the stuff broken down, they're just filling it back in. And I see natural clouds roll in here and there. And again, the chembusters and the harmonizers and all of it, will not affect real clouds. It only affects this plasma soup that they spray out over our heads every day. pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to today. Graham, I gotta recreate the device I made for you now, just to keep up with the chembusting here. And tomorrow I'm going to the post office and figuring out pricing on sending that out, and eventually it'll be gone, and guarantee the crap will just reinstate back to where it was without the other generator running. So I'm thinking about just getting a beefier generator or another one of those little small ones, just to be able to run more devices. But just interesting stuff. It won't touch us. It'll move right around us. Again, I'm right here. I have a chembuster pointing north, chembuster pointing northwest, and a chembuster pointing west. And I don't know, I think it speaks for itself. And I got, I just got the outside chembuster plugged in and running with a big harmonizer on top of it. And even without having this pyramid that I'm sitting in right now, without having the pyramid in the living room here, which the girlfriend hates it, Christine, I'm sorry. But without having the pyramid running, this isn't possible. At least it doesn't clear out as much like this. And here, well, let's just go to the window. We'll see what happens. There's probably a freaking plane or two out there dropping trails. And the big telltale signs are, it's mostly just the fact that when you clear the shit out, and you can see all this on the outside of the window there, that's, I guarantee I could take that and scrape it and get some. Anybody's watching this, tell me where I can send aluminum samples to be determined. But the telltale signs are just the fact that it's not that there's no planes running or that they're not dropping chemtrails. That's still happening. Like I see usually all the time 3 and 4 planes in the same portion of sky, all crossing one another. So they're still out there in formation flying, but just nothing's sticking. This morning there's 3 or 4, and they've been running over there. You can see one now, a little remnant. But that's where they usually fly anymore. They installed that thing on my telephone pole. Immediately after they installed this device on my telephone pole, I had severe lacking in the abilities to clear things out. This would stay cleared out, and I would point devices towards the oncoming jet stream. So if they're trying to fog us out upwind and just let it fly in, it takes time for that stuff to break down. So if you have the ability, it's best to throw something towards the jet stream and watch the radar. But I've noticed anomalies of heart patterns in the clouds and a flat top cloud over there, and over there where that thing's pointing, I have severe lacking in the abilities to clear the stuff out, and it's harder to clear out. And also the big thing is right after that was installed, I had some vivid dreams. Christine had some vivid nightmares. A friend of mine found another one of those down the valley here a little bit, still pointing into the valley towards where the jet stream moves towards Pittsburgh to. So I also found one of those up on the other ridge of the valley in Monaca, pointing down, one in the railroad down in the valley, pointing up into the valley. So I don't know, it seems like they're all pointing towards one another and trying to keep the valley fogged out for whatever purpose. There's one up there right now. And I've watched people want to always debate that's a contrail because it's not sticking around, but they severely changed the things they're doing. And I've seen them spray clear trails like that for 3 days straight, and then just all of a sudden, like the switch of a button, we're just grayed out completely. So I don't know. I guess I don't even know what the point of this video is, just to show some credence to chembusting using harmonizers, using pyramid power, tensor technology. All these things are good for Mother Nature. And if you do your research on tensor technology, the military took an interest in it and, of course, decided to have no interest in it because it can't be weaponized. So they dropped it and are not interested at all. Should be eye-opening, to say the least. But, pretty interesting stuff. I just wish more people around me were more open-minded and took any type of inkling to any of this stuff that I post and talk about, because it's like I'm just one person, and you know, my work flip-flops. We'll go 7 hours, then we'll go 12 hours, and the next week we'll have 20, and maybe we'll get a 40-hour week. So for me to try to continue to pay the bills and live, have gas in the car, and do everything else that I have to do as a adult, and just to survive, I can't afford to build all this stuff big enough. Or again, like the pyramid, I had to set up in somebody's yard, but it just eventually people were like, well, just get the thing out of there. It does seem to work a little better outside. Get quicker turnaround on clearing things out, running the harmonizer. And these probably aren't even 1/3 up. I'd say 1/3 up, and this pyramid is probably right here, right in the middle of them two combined harmonizers. But yeah, I don't know. People around me don't care, and there's no it's pretty sad, because people ask me from other places like, oh yeah, why don't you go to you know, art fairs and different festivals and places where people are talking about free energy, and well, there are none around here. We barely even have an art or a craft show around here with plastic macrame bead art. Like, you're lucky if we even have one of those. So it's kind of slow going. I've been going through and I've been really asking the girlfriend, well, what do I do? Where do I go? Who cares about the atmosphere, for one, because that's the main factor of why I've been doing what I've been doing. There's a host of other things that tensor technology and orgonite can do, and applications to work with, but I think the main platform, just like Slim Spurling said, is the immediate, is to clean up the global air pollution. Now, present day, our global air pollution is being instigated on purpose. So, and I understand a lot of people don't want to understand that, because, okay, well, to understand that, then you're going to have to change your whole world view of reality. And that's a tough thing. I I had to do it, and I went through the whole grief system. I come to acceptance. If you want to stay in fear and say there's nothing we can do and that stuff is mumbo jumbo pseudoscience, you can do that. But it's not helping the planet, and it's not helping other people who are trying to help the planet, and it's just creating more of a window of time where we're going to stay under the cloud. Alright, I don't know what the hell else to even say, other than somebody that lives here, call me and buy a harmonizer. I'll send you fucking as cheap as I possibly can. Yeah. Alright.